Alright y'all, in this video I'm going to be breaking down the exact differences between a sales development representative versus account executive in tech sales. I have experience in both of these roles. When I first got started into tech sales, I started out as an SDR, and right now I'm currently an account executive. So I'm going to tell you a little bit what I've missed about being an SDR, maybe what I like or don't like about being an account executive, and just giving you the overall breakdown of these two roles inside the tech sales industry. Alright, so let's hop right into it and talk about the SDR role and what do SDRs actually do on a daily basis. So the main objective of an SDR role is to generate as much pipeline as humanly possible for your company so that way they can grow the revenue of their business. Now, what does generating pipeline mean? All that means is that your goal is to book as many meetings with your prospects for your account executive so that they can close the deals. So every company is going to have their ICP, which is ideal customer profile, and within all the companies that your company is targeting, there are going to be buyer personas that you are targeting in each company, and your main goal is to outreach to those people via cold calling, via cold emailing, or via LinkedIn messaging. You can do some video messages as well, but your main goal is to get those people who are qualified to make decisions to purchase your solution and get them booked for a meeting. So that's what an SDR does. That's their main goal and what they do on a daily basis. All right, now that you guys know what an SDR actually does, let's talk about some of the challenges of being an SDR, because I feel like a lot of people, and I might even been guilty of this myself, talk about the opportunity of tech sales, about getting into an SDR role, but the truth is that you need to have thick skin, and there's a lot of challenges, which is totally understandable. To make a good amount of income, there needs to be a higher level of skill set. And so some of the challenges of being an SDR is, one, you need to have thick skin. One, you're cold calling people that are not expecting your call, and so some people will tell you like, hey, don't ever call me again, hey, take me off your list, hey, this is illegal what you're doing. You're gonna get a lot of rejection, and I think it's actually good to get rejection, because me myself, I used to be afraid of it, but as an SDR, like, that's normal. So I think it's a very awesome role. But one, you need to be good at handling objections. Two, you need to be comfortable being uncomfortable, so doing things that you don't normally do in order to get that decision made of getting that meeting booked. And third, you just need to have a great work ethic. Being an SDR, you're based off numbers, you're based off performance, and so you're really going to need a strong work ethic to be inside tech sales, and especially to be an SDR in tech sales. So those are just a few challenges that I want to highlight as an SDR before you full on commit to being an SDR and searching out for this job. Alright y'all, now that you know the challenges of being an SDR, let's talk about the benefits, because I believe the benefits outweigh the challenges, or I should say the cons of being an SDR. Every position in tech or role in tech is going to have its pros and cons, but with tech sales, I do believe the pros outweigh the cons. And so some of the pros of being in tech sales as an SDR is, one, you don't need to go to college or get a degree. There's no education amount of needed to really get started. It's an entry level role, meaning anyone can get into tech sales. Number two is you get to work remotely. It's super awesome that you get to work remotely from the comfort of your home. I think this is extreme value to be able to wake up, eat breakfast, and then literally go into your office, or just go into even your bedroom if you have a bedroom, just with your desktop. And then the third one I would just say is like being a part of a tech company. One, the culture is usually amazing. Number two is just the benefits of being inside tech sales. So when I first got into my SDR role, one, I got like a $600 home office setup stipend where I bought a microphone, a headset, lighting for video calls. And so you get that, you get Uber Eats credits weekly. Like, there's so many different things that you don't know about until you get to your company. Like, a lot of tech companies have a wellness stipend of like $200 a month where they'll pay for your membership, or you can use that to get a massage somewhere, or just to take care of your mental health. And so there's a lot of those benefits. And then last but not least, the pay. You make pretty good money starting out as an SDR, which is based off your base commission, or your base salary and a commission to make up your OTE. So you get paid really well, and just the upside from an SDR to wherever you want to go in tech sales is extremely lucrative. All right, now let's talk about the career path for tech sales for both SDR and an AE. So normally you start out as an SDR, and from there you have two choices. One, you can go into the leadership path, or two, you can go into the individual contributor path and become an account executive. So if you really like the SDR work, you really like crafting emails, cold outreaching, cold calling, and you really are passionate about it and you truly do enjoy it, you can go the SDR manager route and start working with a team of SDRs. Let's say 5 SDRs are under you. You train them up, you coach them up, you help them get better at cold calling, you help them with their emails, maybe even role play with them and make sure they're kind of up to speed. And their quota is your quota. So if your team's hitting your quota, then that's ultimately how you get paid based off your SDR's performance. And then from SDR manager, you can go all the way up to a VP of sales where you're running the entire sales team. So that's one path, the leadership path. The second path is the account executive path, which is the option that I chose. You're still an individual contributor like an SDR, but you're going to be the one that's responsible for closing these deals and being on the other side of those meetings. And so you can start out as an SMB account executive, which is what I currently am, go to mid-market and enterprise. And as you progress in your career as an account executive, normally the deal sizes get bigger and you get paid on percentages of the deal you close. So if you close a 10K deal as an SMB account executive, you get paid in direct proportion. Whether if you're an enterprise account executive, you can be selling 100K deals and getting a lot bigger commission, easily multiple 6 figures, depending on if you're an enterprise account executive or a VP of sales. And there's some people who have a $1 million+ W2, depending on your company, what you guys are selling, and etc. So both extremely lucrative, but those are the 2 paths that you can go on in tech sales. All right, now let's go ahead and talk about compensation as an SDR and then the compensation for an AE role. So as an SDR, you're going to make anywhere from 70 to 90K OTE, meaning on target earnings. And how on target earnings or OTE is comprised is one, it's a base salary plus commission. So let's say you're getting a 50K base and you'll get a 25K commission. That makes up 75K of OTE. So that means if you hit your numbers every month, then that's what you're projected on. You can also go above your number. So if they say 75K is OTE, but people are exceeding quota, then you might be looking at an 80K per year role or OTE, or even 85K. That's the sweet thing about tech sales, is that typically your numbers or commissions are uncapped. So if you book more meetings than what you're supposed to, you get paid an extra for those meetings that you booked. So it really incentivizes hard work and really booking as many meetings as possible. For an AE role, let's say you're an SMB AE, you can expect to make anywhere from, I would say, 100K to 150K OTE. I'd say on average, you could look at like a 120K OTE, mostly comprising of maybe a 60K base plus 60K commission, or maybe you're looking at an 80K base, 40K commission. So anywhere in that ball range, but you're looking at a little bit more than an SDR. And typically it will take you about 12 to 24 months to be an AE, depending on the company. Typically it's 12 months, but I've seen a lot SDRs go into an AE role in that 12 to 18 month mark range. So those are the 2 compensation paths for an SDR and an AE that are both entry level. All right, now let's talk about the account executive role and what does an account executive actually do. So as mentioned, I am currently a account executive in tech sales. Super transparently, like I'm just gonna tell you what I do as an account executive on a daily basis. Also like what you can expect as an account executive in tech sales. So pretty much all an account executive does at the end of the day is close deals for their company to generate revenue. So normally an SDR would book a meeting. The person who takes the meeting is the account executive. They're the ones who are talking to the customers. They're the ones doing the discovery calls, learning a little bit more about their customers' problems and challenges, and literally talking about how your solution can solve that. And if it makes sense and the problem is solved, you close the deal, you get the contract signed, you get paid. That's pretty much at a high level what an AE does. There's a lot more that goes into it, of like sending customized slide decks, follow-up emails, re-engaging customers that go ghosting on you. That's a whole nother video. But at the end of the day, they close deals, they talk to the customers, they present the solution, they get the contract signed, account executive gets paid. All right, now let's talk about some of the challenges as an account executive in tech sales. First and foremost, you just need to understand the product that you are selling, so that when a customer asks about your solution, you can give them an answer to what they are looking for. And so one is really understanding the product. Second is you need to understand how to sell. And so you're really learning a skill set of selling, which is extremely powerful to be successful in tech sales. But in life, if you learn how to sell, you're going to learn how to ask the right questions. You're going to learn to see what problems are they trying to solve. You need to learn how to ask what happens if you don't do it. You need to learn how to ask who's the decision maker? What is your decision criteria? Why did you even want to solve this problem in the first place? is now even the right time to solve this problem? Like, there's so many questions that you need to learn in terms of the discovery part, but then also when you do a demo of the product is learning how to engage of, hey, you told me this was the problem you're looking to solve. This is how we solve it within our product. So really just understanding sales as a skill set and really sharpening that skill. But in addition, it still comes with the same stuff as an SDR. Like, you need to learn how to lose a deal and not get too worked up, but also on the same side of like, hey, you win a deal, don't get too high because it's an emotional roller coaster of, hey, once I sell a deal, I'm feeling good. If I lose a deal, I feel bad. So just staying present can be really challenging as well for just tech sales in general. Also, like, sometimes people just go cold, like people go ghost. You're about to win a big deal, you don't hear from them back. You send them an email, they say they went with a competitor. So there's a lot of just losses and wins that go in as a tech sales account executive, but you just really need to learn how to handle those losses and progress as a skill set in sales to be successful as an AE. Let's talk about some of the benefits as an account executive. First and foremost, same as an SDR, you get to work remotely, which is super awesome. Like, if I had a choice to work in office or work from home, I am working from home. So that's super awesome that you have the flexibility of work location. But in addition to that, obviously, like, you get paid pretty good as an account executive. Like, starting out, you should be expecting to make over 6 figures as an account executive, so it's extremely lucrative. And as you progress your career, you can make multiple 6 figures. There's even some people making 7 figures as an account executive, depending on what you're selling, the size of those deals, and probably the company that you are working at. But what I really like about account executive role is that it just feels like a game to me, kind of like as mentioned before, how do I win this deal? And so it's very competitive of learning how to think outside the box. You get to use your creativity, and there's really no better feeling of getting that quote signed. And so it's overall just a game to me that's extremely fun. And I think just overall, just sharpening your skill set of sales will take you so far in life, whether you want to start your own business, you want to become an entrepreneur. I think just learning how to sell anything is extremely powerful. And as a skill set, you will never go broke because you can always sell something. There's so many things out there that you can sell. So if you become really good at that, you will always have a very well compensated financially life. So I think that's, very rewarding as well. So those are just some of the benefits off the top of my mind of the pros of being an account executive in tech sales. All right, so that's going to be the main differences between an SDR and an AE in tech sales and an in-depth breakdown of each role. So thank you so much for watching this video. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about tech sales, go ahead and drop it down in the comment section down below. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace.